You're welcome back. Time for Joy News Interactive, and the lovely Mapitso is here with me. So, did you hear me singing Patapasa?
I was about to say, shout out to Mama, shout out to Papa.
Can you imagine? I mean, like, it doesn't make sense, but apparently it's making money. But because people are listening and, you know, downloading it. And maybe you should just call me in and I'll
Quick question, does Patapa ever make sense? That's the question. But you know how to join the conversation on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We're Joy News on TV. Send us a WhatsApp message on 055-815-7074. I'm sure we all know and have heard of the president's promise to making Accra the cleanest city in Africa. I mean, if you've seen Cape Town, South Africa, Kigali, Rwanda, you would know how much work the president has, and trust me, it won't be easy. Now, is this possible or merely just a pipe dream? Well, you know, some dreams tend to take longer than expected, and this might be one of those dreams. Now, Minister for Sanitation and Water Resources Cecilia Dapa said making Accra the cleanest city in Africa will be achieved by the end of a second term for President Akufo-Addo.
Yes, inshallah, the president will go for 2 terms, and at the end, Accra would have been, and we are on course. God is in control, and the battle is still the Lord's.
As we know, the president said after his 4-year term, and now it's just like extended to 8 years. You know, if it's a lot of work, it's a lot of work. But we posted that video on our social media page, and you've been commenting. We took some of those comments earlier during Prime. But Dude says, what are we paying these ministers of state when they all do is talk trash or rubbish every time they open their mouths? And Josh Coffee Stone says, who's right, the president, the minister, or the God she calls on?
Okay, Engineer Alexander Danso says she is not serious. Work hard or resign. Austinia Mohammed writes the biggest joke of the year. And Shadrach Abugre says politicians are joking with our feelings. Elsewhere by now, some of them will have resigned from their position because they failed to deliver on their words. We had the president when he was making that statement. Madam, please give us space to breathe. Janet Barney says, during your campaigns, what your government promised us? You, these politicians, are taking us for granted. I'd be corrupt officials.
And this one is from Palmer Bismarck, who says women can never lie more than men now in Ghana.
Oh,
and
really?
Really. And Derek says this woman is not effective. She's just some ceremonial minister. Even when she was an NP at Bantama, it was the same thing. Kofi says that you guys talk too much. Walk the talk. And Redeemer says, see her face with her
let's be decorous in the comments that we post.
And then let me take this last one from Emmanuel Kofi says, this woman, what at all is wrong with you? Are you the president? So do you think we can fulfill that promise? Send us your WhatsApp messages on 055-815-7074. Now, your name can introduce you before you even enter the room. A name can carry the weight of a person. A certain action can get your name dragged through the mud, and you'll never be treated the same ever. Now that the Easter celebrations are over, if you gave birth today, would you name your child Judas?
Judas. Okay, it has never rung in my head before to name my child Judas. No.
The name connotes, you know, he betrayed Jesus Christ. And there's no way I can name my son Judas.
Judas is a name, so I wouldn't mind giving it to my child. Yeah.
Judas is a name just like John, Peter. It's just like any other name. Is it because of what he did? Well, I wouldn't name my child as Satan, but Judas is cool. I mean,
no. No.
Why?
Names obviously have meanings, and like names come with people. Names follow the personalities of people. So definitely the Judas name will have an impact on the child's life. So maybe I name him Judas and you start behaving like the story you know about Judas, and there's nothing I can do about it. So yeah.
Because I'm looking beyond what he just did. But one may ask, why was he trusted with their money? Meaning there's a part of him which at least he's good, and there's also another part of it which tells a different story.
People just predict the name Judas, and then they think the name Judas is not good to be used on a child because Judas betrayed Jesus. But Judas is a name because, like, your mentality about you naming your child Judas is not what Judas did previously to Jesus. So I would name my son Judas because
Name my child Judas. It has never actually crossed my mind. I've never thought of it, so I'm not so sure I would do that. Yeah.
I name my child Judas. I'm not any other thing by African. I even have a name that I'm dropping because it reflects European. So I will name my son Judas. Judas. Well, I have David, a senior prophet, a priest in his own way in the Bible times, but I'm still dropping it. I'm a Christian, but I don't believe in carrying foreign names.
Rabs, I think that was an interesting point, so the last point, that, you know what, he's an African and he doesn't believe in holding on to foreign names.
Exactly. So the name Judas doesn't even come up.
It doesn't come up to him.
But I agree with some of the people we spoke to. I mean, come on. Yeah, before he came to be known for what he did, he was a good man, probably. But we all know him for the bad things he did.
Unfortunately.
Yes.
All right, but before I go to Facebook, I've got this interesting WhatsApp, and it says, if we don't introduce the Singaporean type of punishment for people who litter and dump refuse in drains, Accra and Ghana in general will remain a very dirty place. And this one is from Edwin. I just want to know from Edwin, what is the Singaporean type of punishment?
I read a little bit about it, and what it says is that even if you throw gum, chewing gum on the floor, on the ground, you can't be prosecuted for something as little as throwing chewing gum. And we know in some areas they put chewing gum underneath tables and all
especially in the classrooms.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they're very stringent when it comes to that.
All right, but would you name your child Judas?
Definitely not.
It's just a name.
Yeah. Would you name your child Judas?
I don't believe in taking, like, you know, foreign names.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Very confident.
All right, let's go to Facebook quickly about that. James says, I would rather name him Obinim. Okay. And Fred Duhu says, I would love to answer, but let me ask, without Judas, will Jesus die to save us?
So Joel Hart says no, because Judas died before Jesus died, and Jesus managed to rise, but Judas couldn't. Interesting analysis there. Charles Agbeli says Judas is not a bad name. We have two Judases among Christ's disciples. One is Judas and the other is Judas Iscariot. Okay. Savior Swansea says male is Judas Iscariot and the female is Delilah.
All right, and then Joseph says he can't believe it, and Isaac says I will give my child a local name. All right, this one is from Mauli Inho, who says the minister is joking whilst the lawmakers are in the house. She's talking about that, and we aren't surprised at all because the president and his NPP government was born out of inconsistencies and some interesting stuff that he's saying there. But you know how to join the conversation and continue the conversation is on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.